I think I speak for most gun enthusiasts when I say that revolvers are pretty based. Whether people want to own them in LARP as a cowboy from the 1870s, or you're a private detective in the 1930s with your little snub-nosed .38 that you're using to keep yourself safe as you patrol the streets of downtown Los Angeles trying to solve the mysterious murder of an extremely attractive young woman's husband, and you start getting in a rabbit hole of trying to figure out what the actual reason is for why this happened, but you get a little too invested and find out that greater powers that be are trying to stop you from uncovering the truth, but you're already committed at this point and you need to see it through to the end. Or if you just want to be like the next Jerry Mitchellite. Revolvers are nonetheless pretty awesome. This one is a Zastava M38 in 357 Magnum that I picked up online a little while ago, and I like it, but this video is not about this one. It's about probably one of the coolest revolvers that have been made in recent years. Sort of marketed itself with what some people consider a gimmick. Although, is that gimmick justified? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Chiappa Rhino. Specifically this Chiappa Rhino. This is the one I bought with my own money. This is the 6-inch barrel version, chambered in 357 Magnum. That's some Rhino loaded right there. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of shooting with it. Just showing it off, why I think it's neat, and testing this whole recoil mitigation with the lower bore. So let's get into that real quick. Hi, hey, hello, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Chiappa Rhino. This one, like I said in the intro, is the 357 Magnum version. 6 shots, single/double action. You know, most revolvers pretty similar to that, but the thing that makes this one stand out among most of them is that bore, or barrel. You'll notice the barrel on this is substantially lower than your typical revolver barrel height. I got my little Zastava here. This is a 4-inch version. I don't have a 6, but it's whatever. But you'll notice that on the Zastava, as is most common with pretty much every other revolver ever made, the barrel sits on top, lining up with the topmost cylinder. The Rhino is different on the fact that it lines up with the bottom cylinder. This means that, in theory, when you're firing this thing, the recoil, instead of being pushed at the top, because the barrel is in line over the top of your hand, where it's at the bottom here, it'll be more in line with your actual wrist. Therefore, instead of being more vertical recoil, it'll be more horizontal recoil. And in testing this, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you. It works. It works pretty darn well. It's pretty noticeable. I'm going to be showing that to you today, though. But regardless, first immediate thoughts on the Rhino. Ow, my foot. My first immediate thoughts on the Rhino are that it visually is one of the cooler looking revolvers I've seen. I mean, just looking at this thing, it's just a beautiful looking gun. I do like the way it looks. I am a sucker for these, like, I don't know, for this style of gun. I like the Unica 6. I'm going to go over, just showcase you some of the stuff. I haven't done anything in this. It's bone stock. I'm not going to put like a red dot on it or nothing like that. A flashlight would be kind of funny, but I'm not going to do that. It's just very unique. I'll go ahead and show it to you. So, starting from the front here, as I said, the barrel sits low. So, you got your... The problem with this thing, compared to most revolvers, you're going to have an extremely high side over bore, about at least like an inch or so, because of where that barrel sits so low and you got to see. So you got to aim pretty high with this thing. And as you can tell from the intro, from the shooting I didn't exactly do that. I should have aimed higher, and I didn't. And I messed up for that. I'm shooting a 5-inch gong at about 20 yards, 25 yards. But, so you'll have to compensate for that height over bore. Moving back here, you got pick rail under the bottom. So if you want to put something like a flashlight, regardless, the option is there. If you want to use it for whatever, you can use it. We got pick rail on top if you want to put something like a red dot, which actually would work pretty well with this. I don't have any to put on. You can get one of those like RMR to pick rail adapters, and you could put like an RMR on. It'd be pretty cool just to see what you can do with it, or put just a full-blown scope. Moving back here, we have adjustable for height and windage rear sights. They work okay. I haven't tested it at the full range, so I can't tell you how effective it is at range. The furthest I've shot this thing is like 75 yards and hit a target, so I might go further today just to see what I can do with it. Moving back here, got your cylinder. Let's move to the other side here, actually. It's most of the stuff. Here's your hammer lever. This one works different than your regular one because usually your hammer is directly on top. This one has a link that connects to an internal hammer that's on the bottom here. So the only way you'll know if the thing is cocked is when you pull it back here. I'll show you. It's just to be, for the paranoid people. It's empty. But when this thing is, cocked and ready to go, if you're in single action, when you pull it back and let it go, you'll see this little red plunger pop up here. That's your indicator to let you know, hey, gun is cocked, ready to go. You also see the trigger move back a little bit too, but just let it dry fire here for you. It's not like a 2-pound. It's very light, very nice shooting single action. But that's your hammer, how that works. And then here's your takedown lever for opening up the cylinder. And I got this nice looking wood grip on it. I didn't plan on getting this one in this color, but the deal that I got at a gun store, pawn shop. It wasn't a pawn shop, it's a gun store. This was one came up and I wanted one, and it was a decent price, so I got it. And I'm glad I did, because this thing is a blast to shoot. It's an absolute blast. It makes shooting revolvers very fun. I mean, this thing kicks substantially less than like any other regular full-sized, full-powered revolver. We're going to demonstrate that here. Like I said, I've got my Zastava. I'm going to shoot it just to compare. Now, I will make go ahead and make a note here. It's not going to be 100%, one for one, because the Zastava is a 4-inch barrel. Because as you can see here, Zastava, 4-inch barrel, Rhino, 6-inch barrel. It's going to be a good bit of extra recoil on this because of the shorter barrel. That's just, how physics works. But also, if you notice this scratch, it's not a serial number scratched off. That's like the like an insignia or something. There's still a serial number on it, so don't worry about that. I'm not a felon. I still want to go ahead and showcase just the difference. So I'll try and do like a video on top, shoot one, video on the bottom, shoot the other at the same time to do that. But regardless, we'll go ahead and get into it, do some shooting, and showcase the difference in recoil between these two. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so we're set up again about 20, 25 yards, and we are shooting. We're going to first be doing the Zastava. So I got that loaded with 6 rounds. I'm doing 38 first. Most of the shooting I did in the intro was with 38, just because it's a little bit cheaper, and I don't want to blow that before doing the test. I got some 357 for the test, but I'm going to be shooting PMC 132 grain. Just, full metal jacket, cheap range ammo. So we're going to do it first with this, just to see the recoil. We're going to do it, I said, side by side when I get them both shot. But 6 rounds of 38 special at 20 yards with a 4-inch. Let's see what it does. I'm going to do 3 rounds of single action and 3 rounds double action. So let's do that first. And I will say too, this trigger on this thing is extremely light. It's like literally a half a pound would not be surprising. Okay. Let's do 3 rounds of double action. I missed all those. But I'm not here mainly just to hit the target. I'm here just to show the recoil, so. That's a tight ejector. All right. Now, let's do 6 rounds, same caliber, or same weight of the 38 out of this thing, 6-inch barrel. We'll do 3 rounds single, 3 rounds double again. Let's go ahead and get to that. Okay, double. All right, so we'll now do a comparison showing side by side how they look and, you know, just the recoil there. Now we're going to go to 357 on each and see how that does. All right, so now we are loaded with 6 rounds of 357 Magnum. This is the New Republic 158 grain full metal jackets. So same thing as before, 3 rounds single, 3 rounds double. I'm two-handing this, so I'm just gonna, you know, do that. So here we go. That is a substantially higher amount of recoil. Okay, double action. It's one to slip on me. All right, now let's get with the back to the Rhino. Again, same rounds. Let's go ahead and do again 3 rounds single, 3 rounds double. I think we're going to see a pretty substantial jump here. Okay, first off, it's louder. Let's go double action. All right. Didn't have no punctures that time. That's good. These things seem to drop out a lot better out of this one than the other one. For the most part, though, I mean, this shoots fantastic. That trigger is really nice, but we're not talking about today. So we'll go ahead and do another comparison again, showing the recoil of 357 between the two guns. I'll do the Rhino on top, or I'll do the Zastav on top, Rhino on the bottom, and we'll do that. So we're gonna do one more test real quick just to see the difference and see if you can really notice it. All right, now we're gonna do a little bit of a different test. We're gonna be doing the same thing, except I'm gonna be doing it one-handed, and I have 3 rounds of 38, 3 rounds of 357 in that order. So we're gonna try it just to see how much more recoil it is with one hand for sure. So I'll do 2 single, 1 double, 2 single, 1 double. That way we're trying to get as much variety as we can get here. So I'm gonna do that. Make sure 100%. All right, 3D8 should be the first thing to go. All right, now 357. That's definitely been more oomph to it for sure. And double action, last one. Huh. Well, that's not good. All right. That's all those. Now we'll do the Rhino. See if it fares any better. Okay, making sure. Again, I gotta be backwards on this. Let's see how this does. Thing. Double action. Okay, now we're gonna go to the 357. And last one, double action. All right, that one fared a lot better. So there we go. All right, so that we'll go and do now the two and compare them one over the other to see the recoil difference. I believe we can safely agree that recoil mitigation on this does work pretty substantially. I'm at 25 yards. I'm going to see how far back I can actually shoot this thing and hit the target. So let's do a little bit of that. One more thing I failed to mention about this thing is how light it is, because I'm pretty sure it's like an aluminum frame. It's a very lightweight gun. Just makes it super wieldy, which is pretty nice. Let's see how far I can hit a target. I'm trying to get my zero on this thing. The problem is I don't know exactly where I'm hitting. So let me go re-spray paint the target real quick, and then we'll test just to see the range of it, just for the fun of it. All right, we're going to do and just see how far I can go out with this thing. So we're at about 20 yards. I repainted the target, so let's see where my zero holds at. I'm aiming... That's a little high, I think. Or low. Lower. Is this thing like really, really low for some reason? Let me try another one. I'm getting really low. Oh my god. Okay, good to know. This thing just aims really low. Well, I hit it. Now I know my hold. Let's move back about 20 more yards, see what happens. All right, we're at 40 yards out. See what happens now. Using 38, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I don't know where I'm hitting on this thing. All right, let's try that again. And I'm not seeing any report. Okay, all right. I hit it. Let's try one more. I know my hold now, let me think. Or not. Okay, shooting a little to the left. High to the left. Maybe low. Let me try one more shot there so I know my hold. Low. Nailed it. All right, I know what I'm doing now. Let's go 60. All right, 60, probably more than like 75 yards. I didn't think about that, but so I can hit it now. Just aiming to the left. So I gotta aim low to the right. Trying to hit it, come on. Oh, I got it. Heck yeah. Yeah, I gotta readjust this thing. I'll do that when I get a later chance. There's also a wind, but I don't think the wind would affect it that much. But let's see what we got left. 2 shots. Let's move back to 100 and see what I can do there. All right, now we're about 100 yards. Let's just see if I can hit it. I got 2 shots left. Aim right and low. Oh my god, I hit it! First try, son. Let's go. It's about 100 yards of 5-inch gong. That's pretty good. Let's do one more. And missed it. All right, that's enough for the range. After this, it gets too far back for me to be comfortable with it. So, go ahead and end the range test there. But overall, I hit it 100 yards, so I'm pretty pleased. So yeah. Let's wrap her up. But that pretty much does it. Other than that, there's not really much to it. Just wanted to showcase this thing. I think it's kind of neat. Again, that's just a cool looking gun. So it's just a vibe. Revolvers in general are vibes, but this thing just it's on a whole different, itself is pretty neat. So yeah, that pretty much does it. So put it in my pocket there. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all like what I'm doing, you want to, support and keep, if you like what I do, want to keep doing what I'm doing, like and subscribe, comment, if you want to. It's cool. But that pretty much does it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya. Let's see how fast I can mag dump this thing, just as fast as I can do it. Just double action, just pumping it. Just aim at the dirt right next to the target. It's pretty quick.